Hello, I'm Heather.
And I'm Ryan.
And we are the Boxcard Gamers.
We play boxcard games.
In every episode. Let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to Boxcard Gamers. This is round 5 of Would You Rather. Here's how it works. We have a set of cards. On each card are 4 Would You Rather questions. I will ask Ryan each question on his card. If he picks the same answers I did, he gets a point. If not, he gets 0 points. Then we pick a new card, and it's my turn. Caveat, no more than 1 point and no fewer than 0 points may be awarded per question. Again, the game we are playing is called Would You Rather. It is by Zobmondo and is available for purchase on Amazon. Link in the show notes. They are not a sponsor. It should also be noted that we are playing a modified for podcasting version of the board game, aka regular Would You Rather. The current running score is Ryan 10, Heather 11. Ryan, you're adopted. Are you ready to play?
Heather?
Yes.
Before we get started, I have to say this before I forget. Further proof that I have an immaculate immune system.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And should get tested for research.
Sure.
Heather, what would happen to you if you got stabbed in the eye with a poop stick?
I mean, does it go very far in? Do I injure my eye?
Fresh dog shit, and it pokes your eye. Like the stick pokes your eye. You could feel it make contact with your eyeball.
I feel like a lot of people are pushing stop right now. Because that's gross, man.
Well, let me say, it happened to me.
Ew, how? How does that happen to you? What do you do?
When the girls were very young, we were over at a family member's house. And they had a dog. And they had a bunch of landmines in their backyard. And my kids wanted to go outside and play. But I wasn't allowing them because there was all kinds of dog doo out there. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go pick up the dog poo and let them play outside. So I went outside, picking up the dog poo, and the family member saw me doing it and yelled at his son to go outside and help me pick up the dog poo. So he comes out. He's a little bit older than Sophie, about a year, I think. And so his form of help was to take a stick and just poke the dog poo. And he's sitting there poking the same one. Just poking it, and I'm going around picking up the dog poo, and I come over, he's still messing around with the same pile of shit, and I reach down to grab it, and his stick gets stuck and flings upwards and stabs me right in the eye. And I went and rinsed my eye out, and I didn't get pink eye, I didn't get worms, and I didn't have any other damage done to my eye other than a stick poking it.
Ryan, I think it's because you cleaned your eye out right away. I don't think that's proof of an immune system.
Heather, anybody else would have gotten pink eye. Don't deny it.
Okay, I don't know if I would have gotten pink eye. I would have done what you did, which was immediately wash my eye out. Probably with one of, we have the kind you stick over your eye and you squeeze. I would have used that thing. The first aid kit eye cleaner outer. It's got a better name than
Some
that, but
fecal matter gets left behind and you know it. I'm just saying.
Ryan, are you ready for your card?
I am ready, Heather.
Excellent. Would you rather wake up at 3 a.m. with your own anxiety attack or get woken up by someone who blames you for theirs?
I don't know. I've seen some pretty severe anxiety attacks. You know what? I'm going to go with wake up with my own because I've never had one and I would like to experience it.
You know, that's as good as any. I decided that I would also rather wake up with my own simply because, I don't want to get in a fight. I just want to have the anxiety attack and go back to bed. All right, 1 point for you, Ryan. Would you rather run out of toilet paper in a public restroom or while at a date's apartment?
That's a rough one.
Very easy answer,
you know
actually.
What?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the date's apartment because test. How do they react to me having natural bodily functions and needing help cleaning myself up afterwards? All they have to do is get me a roll of toilet paper. No biggie. But if there's no second date, I know they weren't the one.
Ryan, once again, a wonderful answer. Question.
Yes.
Where do you keep your toilet paper in your house?
It's usually on the tank behind us.
Right, in the bathroom. So It's very simple. I would just find it in the bathroom of the house that I was in. If I didn't see it, I'd yell through the door, "Hey, out of toilet paper. Where is it?" And they'd say, "Oh, it's under the sink or wherever it is," and you'd get it.
Do you run out of toilet paper? Sometimes it's just a slight oversight.
Well, in that case, Ryan, I'm not going to tell you what I would do because it's gross.
You would hop in the shower and you would rinse it out like any normal person would.
Yeah, that's not what I was going to say, but we'll go with that. We'll go with that. I'm going to give you a point for that because my main logic here is if I'm out of toilet paper in a bathroom, there might not be somebody in there to hand me some toilet paper, but at a date's apartment, there's somebody there to help me out. That was my entire logic.
Have you ever run out of toilet paper in a public restroom?
Yes, that has happened. Not run out, but I've sat down without noticing that there isn't any left.
Sure, yeah.
Gone to the bathroom, reached for it, and been like, "Oh man, there isn't any left."
And what you do is you just pull up your pants just a little bit, flush the toilet, shimmy over to the next stall, and finish off.
That is what I have done in the past. And luckily nobody's ever walked in on me as I'm with my pants half, because you don't want to pull them all the way up because you haven't wiped. It's a tricky situation. Oh my goodness.
You know what? Thinking back, I don't think I've ever had anybody walk in on me. I don't know what I would do if I had my ass hanging out like, there's no toilet paper in that stall, don't go in there.
They would understand. It might be slightly embarrassing, but they would understand. You would think, Ryan, after all of this time, after this many years of life and using public restrooms all the time, that I would first look at the toilet paper roll to make sure there was toilet paper before doing my business. But I apparently haven't learned that lesson.
I had to text a coworker one time because it was a porta potty. And I had to text him. I was like, "Dude, there's no toilet paper in here." And he's like, text back, "Did you take a shit already?" And I said, "Yes." And he's like, "You didn't check if there was toilet paper?" I said, "No." He's like, "Rookie mistake."
It is a rookie. And speaking of rookie mistakes, Ryan, this is a perfect segue to another tangent off of the game.
Oh, good.
You already know about this, but I want to share this with the listeners. I was cleaning up on Friday morning and I found a little piece of paper all folded up and stuck haphazardly behind some stuffed animals in my 8-year-old daughter's room. And I picked it up thinking it was trash to throw it away, and it fell open, and lo and behold, it was a note she had written to herself, which reads, "For Friday, April 28th. Set timer for 2 a.m. Bring pillow, 2 blankets, boots, coat, phone, food, and water. Also, weapons and bags." This note made me laugh so hard. I kept it. I still have it, and I'm keeping it forever. I love it so much. As it turns out, when later questioned, she revealed that because she had some friends stay over Friday night, she had her first slumber party. We had it here at home. And they had decided they were going to wake up at 2:00 in the morning and go up to the school playground and play. And I said, "Okay, what were the weapons and bags for?" She was like, "The bags was to carry everything in, and the weapons was for protection." It's like, you know what? That's a very practical plan. I love that you guys thought it all out like that.
Good times.
They changed their mind when it started raining. Ryan, would you rather cheat your best friend in a high wager bet, or not tell them about their cheating spouse?
Ugh.
I think the answer here is simple, but go ahead. Think it through. But think it out loud while you're talking on a podcast.
I'm trying to think here. See, like, I wouldn't want to cheat my best friend in a high wager bet. But I also would want to tell them about their cheating spouse. However, sometimes that doesn't go as one might plan it to go. And then you lose a friend because they think you're lying to them.
Has that ever happened to you before?
It has not.
Okay, me neither.
I have heard stories from other people who have.
Yeah.
And it well, I guess I don't know enough people to say that it never goes over well, but I could understand, the logic behind it, See, either way, I'm a scumbag, though.
Well, but Ryan, video and photo evidence go a long way in proving your point. Just in case you ever are like, oh, there's my friend's wife cheating on him. Click, click, click. Just take a few pictures.
You're right.
Yeah.
So if I tell them, then I have to cheat them in the high wager bet.
Right.
But if I don't cheat them in their high wager bet, then I can't tell them about their cheating spouse. Heather, this one is fucked up. Either way, I'm a scumbag.
It's true. I mean, Ryan, there's a go-to answer here. I can't believe you're not getting there, but I'm just going to let you keep going and floundering and failing. Go ahead.
I feel like you would cheat your friend in a high wager bet. Look at me, Heather.
That's going to fit in really well with a later question. Please continue.
All right. I'm going to go with cheat my friend in a high wager bet because I'd rather tell them about their wife. Meanwhile, I'm taking all their money.
Ryan, that's exactly what I would do. I would cheat them in a high wager bet and then tell them right away that their wife is cheating on them.
Oh, my God.
And then he's going to be all upset about that, and I'm going to get away with it scot-free. Very simple answer. Very simple. Ryan, would you rather get free gas for your car for the next 5 years or be exempt from speeding tickets for life?
You know what? I'm going to go with exempt for speeding tickets for life. And here's why, Heather. I don't spend much on gas as it is. And I do, every now and again, get a speeding ticket. In fact, I got one a couple years ago.
I thought you were going to say like a couple of days ago or something logical. Go on. A couple of years ago. I got them all the time.
I don't get them all the time. I used to get them all the time.
Ditto.
I, however, don't get them all the time anymore because I drive like an old man. But
same.
We went on vacation to Coeur d'Alene and we road tripped out there. And there's this long stretch of highway where there's absolutely no civilization whatsoever. And the speed limit there, I think, was like 70. So I was driving like 100 miles per hour most of the way there. And as we were coming back into civilization, I started slowing down. And I got to about 15 miles over the speed limit. And I think the speed limit had reduced as well. But I started passing somebody. And there was a cop right there and turned on his lights. And I was like, God damn it, here we go. Had 3 kids in the back seat. And it did not occur to me, and I wish I had a thought of it when it happened, was to tell them to start freaking out like they needed to go to the bathroom really bad. And just have 3 children screaming about how badly they need to go pee. And I bet I would have gotten out of that ticket, but I took the ticket, and he only gave me a ticket for going 5 over.
Well, that was nice of him.
That was nice of him, and I paid the fine. But anyway, I'd like to be exempt from that for life.
Well, Ryan.
But you, hold on. Hold on. But you drive a gas car, so my answer is going to be, I'd like to get 5 years of free gas.
I'm giving you 0 points for that because your actual answer is the one you just described to me in detail, which is not the answer I picked.
No.
By the way, stop it. We talked about this at the very beginning, so you cannot now change it, okay?
I didn't give you a final answer.
We decided, Ryan, that we would pick the answer that we wanted for us, not that we would try to pick the answer the other person would pick. That's not what we decided.
Heather, I don't want to be adopted.
Ryan?
I want you to be adopted. You know what? Maybe I am adopted. Maybe I am adopted. You know what?
This round is canceled, and I win the game. It's over. You're adopted. If you're going to change the rules in the middle of it. Disqualified, sir. I win by default.
And that's Boxcard Gamers. See you all later.
Ciao. Would you like to tell me what your final answer is?
Yes, this? Heather, I would like to be exempt from speeding tickets for the rest of my life.
Well, Ryan, I tell you what. I would rather get free gas for my car for the next 5 years.
I know you would.
Yeah. Because I get pulled over for speeding probably about once a year, but I never end up with a ticket. I somehow always never end up with a ticket. So I like to tell myself it's because I still have some of my looks.
Heather, you might have an immunity that needs to be studied as well.
Oh my God. Ryan, you are the best brother that there is. Thank you for including me in that. I feel
You're welcome.
So loved. Even though I just dumped all over you and took a point from you. Please give me my cards, sir.
All right, Heather. Would you rather make it into the Guinness Book of World Records for surviving the most shark attacks? That's pretty dope. Or the most lightning strikes?
Ryan, I did Google some statistics for this one because I knew it was coming. On record right now.
I did not Google anything, Heather. Continue.
Well, you know what? I will tell you these statistics, and then you can figure out what your answer would be.
Okay.
The highest number of lightning strikes that has hit one person is one dude got struck by lightning 7 times.
Hell yeah.
And I cannot find anybody that's been bitten by a shark more than twice.
Is it because they stay out of the water after the second one?
Maybe.
And there's no avoiding going outside?
Well, the guy that got struck was a park ranger.
Oh, okay.
Which is confusing because you would think that the lightning would hit some of the trees before. What is he doing? Climbing to the top of trees during thunderstorms?
I think that's
a myth.
Know. Isn't that
a myth?
I mean, Heather, I witnessed a lightning strike in our own backyard when we were kids. And I saw a big old bolt, and it came down, and it hit, like, right in our yard. It was still when it was, like, a muddy mess, but it was the middle of summer. You remember my loft that I had where I slept?
Yes.
So I would have, like, my little blow-up tent up there made out of a sheet and a box fan.
Such a prima donna. Go on.
Hey, listen, it kept me cool all night long in the middle of summer with no AC.
Okay, fair enough.
Anywho, I was in there. My lights were out, and then I saw this flash, right? But no sound, just a flash. And I got real concerned. So I poked my head out of my little tent, and I looked down at my outlet that I had about 50 plugs plugged into it, waiting for it to arc out again, because I was pretty sure that's where the light was coming from. So I'm looking at this overloaded circuit, and I see a flash come from the window. I was like, oh, sweet lightning. So I climb out of bed, rolled my window up, and I'm looking outside, waiting for the next strike. And then all of a sudden, this bolt just comes down right in the middle of the yard. I mean, and it was a fat bolt too. Like, it was like the size of a tennis ball, right? Just big old bolt. Bam! And it was like loud, and the window started shaking. And it was the first time in my life I was terrified of lightning. And I ran back up into my little tent, and I covered myself up with my blanket and did not come out for the rest of the night.
That's nuts. I did witness a lightning strike. It struck a telephone pole as I was driving.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, please don't strike the car. I was not into it, but it was kind of terrifying in the moment. But Ryan, I'm either going to have to get struck by lightning 8 times or bitten by a shark 3 times, and I just think I'd rather go with the shark bite. I'd rather have the record shark attack.
Hell yeah.
And live through it.
Me too, Heather. Me too.
Excellent. I'll take a point for that. Thank you so much, sir.
Because that'd be pretty dope. Even if it was a little nibble on the toe.
I don't think sharks nibble when they attack. They're not like, let me nibble a little bit and then swim away.
Hey, it's all about timing, Heather, because as that shark's coming up for a bite, a big old chungus, and you're paddling, you don't even know that the great white's there, and you get a little paddle, and you just get right out of reach, and he snips your toe. Shark attack.
Okay.
And you survived it.
I will take this moment to point out to you that you said the word chunkus a second ago. Let's continue.
All right, Heather. Would you rather have questionable integrity or no sense of humor? I feel like this is very easy.
Well, Ryan, you're going to be surprised. I would rather have no sense of humor.
Okay. I was like, don't say it, Heather. Don't say it.
Because right now, I do have a sense of humor, but I have questionable integrity. As we know, because I would rather cheat my friend at a high wager.
But that's only because you had 2 terrible options, Heather.
I guess that's fair enough. I'm taking a point for that, am I? Are you a no sense of humor? Or are you
yeah,
okay.
No sense of humor all day.
Fantastic.
I'd rather be a humorous little bitch.
That sounds like you'll be annoying, though, the way you said it. I want to be a humorous little bitch. It sounded more like... Oh, humorless. Excuse me.
I think I might have said humorous, but I meant to say humorless little bitch. That's because the humorless segueing into the little threw me off.
That happens sometimes with talking.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, did you happen to listen to last week's episode?
Of Boxcard Gamers?
Of Boxcard Gamers, this podcast that we're on?
No, I did not. Why? What did I miss?
Well,
I mean, I was there, but...
You missed the whole thing. Here's what happened. We had that one question last week, which was, would you rather wear filthy clothes or eat off of dirty dishes?
Mm-hmm.
And I had said I would rather eat off of dirty dishes. And you were like, no, you said filthy clothes. You said you'd rather wear filthy clothes. As I was editing, I noticed that I repeatedly mentioned that I would rather eat off of dirty dishes. And so I put a little segment in there where I was like, I was right and Ryan was wrong. Editorial
You control all the editing power, so you could have easily edited out the part where you said you would rather wear dirty clothes, which I distinctly heard.
Ryan, I did not edit that out. First of all, you overestimate my editing ability.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not like a technical sound expert.
Well, I think it's just a matter of like cutting the part out where you said I'd rather wear dirty clothes.
I didn't say that. Go and listen to it, okay? And hear what I actually said. Which was, I would still rather do that than wear dirty clothes. But because you were like, I should probably talk in the middle of Heather talking at that moment, you did not hear me twice. Give my answer to that card. Thank you
Heather,
so much.
I'll allow it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome,
Thank
Heather.
You.
Would you rather, Heather, share your home with 6 90-year-old men and 6 90-year-old women or 2 ostriches? I think this is easy as fuck.
So do I. I would rather share my home with 6 90-year-old men and 6 90-year-old women because they're all going to be dead soon and I'll have the house to myself. And I think it's animal cruelty to bring ostriches and try to make them live in a house, Ryan.
They don't have to live in the house, Heather. That's ridiculous.
Share your home with. 2 ostriches.
Yeah, you could share your home with them by letting them in the entryway to get out of the rain. Like in your little laundry area.
Okay, Ryan.
That's sharing your home.
No, sharing your home means they are living there with you. You know what? We're going to look it up in the dictionary. What does it mean? We're going to Google it. I'm going to Google it right now if I can get this tab open. Also, if it was stopping slow. What does it mean to share your home with someone?
Well, with someone, you're living together. With something, they're just on the property. That's sharing your home with an animal. You could build them a little lean-to.
Sharing for boomer women who would rather, I'm really just scrolling and trying to find sharing your home.
Listen, your home does not just encompass the building that you live in. Your home includes the entire property.
I disagree strenuously with everything you're saying, but I've already given myself the obvious 0 points I'm earning for this question. I think it's clear that the ostriches would be living in your home with you, as would the 9-year-old men.
That's not sharing my home.
I wish that we could get
Look,
listen, when people are listening to this, I can hear them screaming which one of us they agree with, and I would really just like to know one time if anybody's on my side.
Heather,
let me know.
I could share my home with homeless people by allowing them to set up tents in my front yard. That is sharing my home because that's part of my property. That's part of my home. My home is not just the building that I live in.
Ryan.
Heather, just time out for 1 second. Time out for 1 second.
I have limited time that I have to pay for.
Okay. Just this is lighthearted, okay? I'm not trying to piss you off.
I'm not that mad. I'm just trying to point out that I feel like your definition is not in the spirit of the game.
I have to find the loopholes, Heather.
I already took
That's my job.
I already got 0 points. I'm a goose egg, ostrich egg. How about that? 2 ostrich eggs. I'm putting 2 down.
Okay.
All right.
Last one, Heather. Would you rather be attractive yet always take a bad photo or never be as good looking as your picture?
Ryan, nobody wants to be ugly.
I agree.
I would rather be attractive yet always take a bad photo. Straight up.
Listen, Heather, I'm very attractive and all my photos are shit, so I'm already living it.
Me too. I was thinking that, but I get so conceited on this podcast that I was like, I better not say it. I won't be like, I'm hot. I'm not, but I used to be. So I used to be good looking and take terrible photos. And now I'm not good looking and I still take terrible photos.
Oh, damn it. I didn't catch up. I thought I caught up.
No, you did not, sir.
That gas one got me. I shouldn't have let on that I'd rather. Bullshit.
No, you made it very clear what your preference was ahead of time, didn't you? You really went on and on about it. Look, I think that's all we've got for today. So send us your stories. These games, they probably remind you of stories. Or hey, if Ryan and I have a big argument about something, email me and tell me that I'm right and he's wrong. I would love to hear from you. Or if you agree with him.
And hey, you know what? No big if you don't agree with me. I get it. You know, I'm not over here begging for your agreement. So
boxcardgamers at outlook.com.
John, make sure you agree with me. Just saying. Orion.
Boxcardgamers at outlook.com. Kristen. That's my only friend that listens. Lori from Texas. Do you still listen? She'll Instagram message me though. She doesn't email.
Oh, Heather, you know what I was going to tell you earlier? You know what I did all weekend long? I sat down on the couch with a shiatsu massager and I massaged my neck and my shoulders. Pretty much all weekend long. I was probably there like a good 5 hours each day. And my muscles felt so great afterwards. Like the best my body has felt in years. Finally relieved all that tension in my shoulders. Went to bed Sunday night, woke up, and it was all fucking back.
I was like, where is this going? You know what? I get these tension headaches like up the back of my neck into the back of my head. And sometimes when they get bad, I would just I'll pop an ibuprofen. But I started to notice that just taking one ibuprofen doesn't make it go away anymore. So then I started to take 2 ibuprofen.
Ooh.
And then I started to notice that 2 ibuprofen didn't make it go away anymore. And I went, this is where I stop because I'm on the road to painkiller. Yeah, it is though. It's how it starts. So I was like, okay, no more ibuprofen. Well, I don't want to get a painkiller addiction. God. So then I thought, I just decided to look up on YouTube stretches that might help relieve a tension headache because I know it's a muscle related thing.
Right.
And I found a couple videos and I did 10 minutes of the stretches and my headache was gone.
Nice.
I was like, oh, I could have just been doing the stretches this whole time. Darn it. So I've been doing them every day and I haven't had any tension headaches. So that's been really nice.
Hell
Tips for people with tension headaches. Also, before we go, if you could rate and review the podcast, we'd be much obliged. If your podcast app will let you do that. And other than that, have a fantastic. I've got to come up with have a superlative. Excellent. Most bodacious.
Joyous. Oh, there you go.
Tubular.
Jesus
totally
Christ.
rad.
Here we go.
Weak.
Until we play again.